So really, what do we know about Tribe Gaming? What's up, everybody? I am Belligerent. This is the Q. Welcome into our Vainglory World Championship recap episode. And in this episode, we are recapping Tribe versus Rox Armada. Rox Armada coming in to this World Championship as the current reigning champions. Just destroyed everybody at last year's World Championship. And so there's a little bit of a question mark hanging there. You know, that's where the missing little question mark ping from Vainglory is at. That's where the little question mark from Vainglory that we all missed, the little ping, is at. It's floating over Rox Armada. Because there's a huge question behind Rox. They made their way to Worlds, but they've been struggling. I think in the last season, they only ended up in 4th place. So, you know, and Druid has not been playing. And everybody said he was sick, and that's very possible. I don't know. I'm assuming that what I heard was true, is that he was sick, and that he was just trying to focus on recuperating and getting better for the World Championships. However, we come into Rox Armada versus Tribe, which was the third match for the series, and kind of decided the fate of these two, because Impunity went 1-1 versus both of these. So coming into this third match of the group, every team had 1 point. Impunity had 2 points. Okay, so Rox and Tribe both had 1 point. If somebody sweeps this series, they're in, the other one's out. Okay, if they go 1-1, then it's some weird awkward tie thing, and I don't know how their tiebreakers work in this best of 2 format. So just to recap, if you haven't been following along, I am going through the matches from day one. I'm giving you recaps, the best that I can, as many of them as I can get out today. It takes a little longer to record, to go through the videos, to produce all the stuff. So I'm trying to get through all of them from day one. That's what I want to do. We're getting closer and closer, inching along. So if you are not familiar with what's going on, day one was all best of 2 series. It's a round robin. 3 teams in each group. Each group does a round robin, 2 game matches, and basically you get a point for each game that you win at the end of the round robin. The 2 teams with the most points win. If you get 3 points, you're basically locked in. All right, so we get Tribe, we get Rox, but it's a completely different Rox. The only one on there from the championship team is Mango. Druid is not playing in this series. So, what do we really know about Tribe? We know that they beat Rox, but they beat Rox without Mango. And if you watched the regional kind of introduction videos with Playoff Beard and Fuji that were looping over and over and over and over and over and over and over while they were having technical difficulties, you know that there are at least some people, including Playoff Beard, and I'm assuming SEMC, but I think a lot of people agree, at least at one point would have, that Druid is the best Vainglory player in the world. So what do we know about Tribe when they beat Rox with no Druid? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything away from Tribe. I know there's a huge Tribe following out there. I know that I've been kind of critical about this Tribe group since they came up from the Challengers, but I will give them their props every time that they prove themselves, and they have. But I'm not going to do it for any team. I'm not just going to give people that kind of that kind of recognition. You got to earn it. So when they came up from Challengers, right, what I said, everybody was like, and there were Immortals at the time. Immortals, top 3 team in NA easy. I just said, all they've done is played against Challenger teams. Let's, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's let them prove it. Well, then they came into challenge battles, and they almost didn't make their way out of the challenge battles. Okay. Like, we know the potential of this team. Zio has been around forever. T-Tiger is one of the best junglers in NA, right? Max Green is, at the time, this great up-and-coming captain. But what did they really prove? Nothing. So, and then I said, let's see how they do. And then, they snuck their way in. I believe it was like 5th or 6th place into the finals, the summer finals there. And, they ended up taking second. So, there's kind of this question mark around Tribe. There always has been. And then we come into the autumn season, and after the first split, they only had 5 points. And then they kind of get on this roll, and they kind of work their way back up, but they never quite make it up there. They needed the wild card spot, right? So we got the reigning world champs against the wild card. However, we got the reigning world champs without the best player in the world. So how much can we really take away from this Tribe win over Rock's Armada? Yes, spoiler alert, if you didn't figure out yet, Tribe won. And I'm kind of taking some time to ask this question because, I watched the matches and they were kind of unremarkable. So what do we really know about Tribe at this point? So let's get into match 1. All right, we got Tribe on the A side, Rox on the B side. Tribe bans Lyra, Rox bans Vox. Tribe takes Churnwalker because Rox let it through. Rox takes Arden. They then ban Adagio. They're clearly targeting Zio. Tribe then bans Batiste. And, it's hard when you come from a different region to really, really, really have a good feeling for a team. Everybody in NA knows T-Tigers. You don't give T-Tigers Kashka. And everybody knows that if they ban Batiste, unless maybe when they were playing Nova, when Nova picked Batiste all the time. But if Tribe bans Batiste, they're doing it to pick Kashka because Batiste counters Kashka. So Tribe bans Batiste. But then Rox picks Blackfeather, and of course Tribe picks Kashka. They follow that up with the Sky, and then Rox picks Taka. Questionable pick in my mind. Taka's a counter to Sky, but Kashka's gonna blow Taka up. So, and then so we get into the match. Mango goes tension bow first on this Taka. He was going, it looked like kind of the on hit Taka at tension bow aftershock. He did eventually get to that aftershock, but I got to tell you, this was a very unremarkable game. I mean, it was a very clean game by Tribe. You can't, I'm not questioning them or putting down their play at all. They were on point, but it was kind of like lemmings walking to the edge of the cliff and then falling off. I mean, it was that bad. I don't remember the final score. I didn't write it down. I'm sorry, but it was kind of unremarkable in the fact that every team fight was really the same thing. And it was almost like Rox was initiating the team fights, and then Tribe would just wipe them out, go take as many objectives as they could until they respawned. Teams would reposition, Rox would engage again, Tribe would wipe them out and go take. And like literally, I'm watching. And if you have listened to my other recaps, you know that I kind of, I try to have some analysis here. I try to look at what they're doing with their rotations or some good plays and things like that. And it was literally just Rox getting beat over the head with a big giant rubber mallet by Tribe the entire game until it finally ended. So then we get into match 2. All right. Okay. So, and if you're wondering, I'm sorry, I probably should have said this before, but I'll say it now. Druid gone. So what exactly is Rox's roster? So you have Mango and Jungle, of course. You got PQQ is now their captain, and Ingenious, who was their captain that took over for Willie when Willie left Rox. Ingenious is now subbing for Druid in the lane. Okay. All right, so match 2. Rox on the A side, Tribe on the B side. Rox bans Batiste, Tribe bans Arden. Rox picks Churnwalker. Looks like they're copying somebody. Tribe takes Lyra. Max Green is a Lyra genius. And then Tribe bans Baron. Rox bans Alpha, which to me is really kind of weird. I'm not understanding the Alpha ban here. Okay. I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking behind that. I would really like to know what they were thinking behind that, but I really don't see how Alpha would have played into this draft necessarily. So they ban Alpha, which gives Tribe Vox, right? We know Zeo loves his Vox. He's, like old school, but in my opinion, Zeo's hero pool is a little deeper than or I should say a lot deeper than old school's. But we know that Zeo favors, Zeo loves him some Vox. Maybe not quite as much as old school, but all right. So Tribe takes the Vox. Rox takes Koshka, again copying somebody, and then they round it out with Kestrel. Not bad. Kestrel can kind of bully Vox in the lane, and then Tribe takes the Black Feather. Okay, so that's your draft going into match 2. Rox tried really hard to do their best at pushing the early game. They had the early game advantage. I was kind of worried that, Mango on Koshka versus T-Tigers on Koshka, 2 different things. I thought Mango did very well on the Koshka. Obviously he knows how to play this hero. That's actually how Rox ended up winning Worlds last year, is they kind of saw the Koshka pick that everybody was doing, and they just started taking it, and they started dominating with it. So he they were getting some nice camp steals, some good pressure. They did end up, I believe, taking the first turret, but then it was immediately returned by Tribe taking a turret. The only other thing that I kind of noticed in this match was Ingenious on this Kestrel just likes randomly throwing out the one shots. I mean, even there were some times where he was hitting people, but he's a weapon Kestrel. It's not maxed out, and they're full health. And he would just do it for, at random times. Maybe I've heard some players say, well, I'm flaring the bush with it. Okay, I guess. I don't know. That just caught my attention, that we were getting these random one-shot one-kills. So at 19 and a half minutes in the match, it was literally 1-1 on the kills, and then the VOD died. So I know Tribe won because I know Rox is out, but I don't know how it ended. I have absolutely no idea. So I know that Tribe took a Kraken. I know that Rox took a Kraken. But at the 19 and a half minute mark, there was literally only 2 kills in the entire match, 1 for each side, and then the VOD died. So what happened after that, I don't know. And what I also don't know is, what can we expect from Tribe? Because let's look. Okay, before anybody jumps on me, because I know there's a lot of Tribe fans and a lot of Tribe supporters, and I am not saying that they're not a strong team, okay? But they lost to Impunity. They gave up a game to Impunity. Okay? A strong team like C9 just dominated their entire group. Okay? Tribe didn't. Tribe dominated Rox, and everybody's going to go, oh, it's Rox, it's the world champions, but that's not the world champion Rox. Even if you disagree that Mango is the best Vainglory player, you got to agree that he's one of the best Vainglory players, and you just beat the world champion team without their MVP. Like, if you beat the Chicago Bulls back in the 90s without Michael Jordan, what does that say about your team? I don't know. So I don't know what this says about Tribe. I don't know where we can put them as far as contenders. Because they lost to Impunity, who, again, I don't know a lot about these other teams, but I don't think anybody has Impunity as their favorite to win this match, except for Sean and his trolley Broken Myth bracket that he posted on Twitter. But I don't know that anybody thinks Impunity is just one of these dominating powerhouses that you have to worry about. They might be like a dark horse. But, Tribe gave up a match to them. It's just like TSM. TSM gave up a match to Hunters. Well, from watching them, I was like, wow, Hunters is a really strong team in game 1, and in game 2, I'm like, Hunters really kind of isn't that good. So Hunters is inconsistent, but I see the potential there from Hunters, and like I said, now I'm questioning, I don't know who TSM is right now either. So I don't know who Tribe is right now. I haven't watched an Impunity match yet, so I don't have the opportunity yet to tell you, I feel like Impunity can be a really strong team like I can Hunters. Hunters really has me questioning the Group D now. I don't know the Group D outcome right now because Hunters looks really strong. So Yeah. What is Tribe right now? We don't know what Tribe is. They took 2 off of Rocks. But they just but okay, so and then here if you look at it the other way, they took 2 off of Rocks in kind of sort of dominating fashion. Game 2, like I said, was only 2 kills through the whole match. That wasn't very dominating. But they sweep Rocks, but Rocks beat Impunity, and Rocks lost to Impunity, right? But Rocks beat Impunity and Impunity beat Tribe. You see how there's kind of these murky waters about where exactly Tribe is. So we're going to have to wait until the quarterfinals to really find out what we're going to get from Tribe. I still think they're a very strong team. In fact, in my predictions, I picked them to beat Rocks and Impunity, but they tied with Impunity. And when I made those picks, I didn't know that it was just a 2-game match and you could actually end 1-1. But I picked them to beat Rocks. I just didn't know it was going to be Rocks without Druid. So I don't know. Who is Tribe? I am Belligerent. This was the Q Vainglory World recap from day 1. Thanks, everybody.